There's nothing you can't accomplish in life with the right amount of work.
There's a level that you've always dreamed about. It is real. It has not gone away.
If something is important enough, you believe in it enough that you do it in spite of fear.
Everything I ever did, the thing that I heard out of people's mouth was, that's impossible. That can't be done.
To get something you never had, you have to do something you never did.
It's not our intention to satisfy our customers or to please our customers. Our intention is to amaze them.
Success is not the result of making one good choice. It demands education and passion and commitment and persistence and patience.
What Creation Labs is your neighborhood makerspace. We have quite a few 3D printers and all sorts of computer software, other machines like laser cutters, vacuum forming machines, CNC routers, and all sorts of other sort of high-tech nerdy tools where people can learn to use all the equipment and software here with our memberships and classes. Most people have never seen a 3D printer before, and we can really and help out in just getting them off to the races here. So the membership gets you unlimited access to the space all day, every day, anytime we're open. You can come in and use all the equipment and software. It also gets you a discount on the classes. So with a membership, you come in, take a class or two, and then you're really off to the races. It's unlimited access. Now we're here to guide you through the process. Nobody gets it the first time, but we're here to sort of help you all the things you might not remember and things like that. So we really try and help out the members and guide them all the way through the process. We offer several classes on anything from 3D printing and 3D modeling and design, laser cutting. We have a CNC router in the back, and we teach classes on how to use all of the equipment and the software. We do offer one-to-one time if somebody's interested in that. Usually it's a group setting for a class. We have up to 6 students in the class, and a lot of the time we do end up working one-on-one with somebody who's stuck on a particular setting on the machine or can't get the material in there. So then we will offer a one-on-one service for them.
What does the future hold for 3D printing? What's next for this ever-growing and changing technology? Jennifer sits down with Aaron of Creation Labs to discuss the future of 3D printing and all of its endless possible creations.
So Aaron, thank you so much for sitting down with us today. I'm excited to learn more about 3D printing, and tell us, what is this?
Well, what 3D printing is a way to take a digital object or a digital file and turn it into an actual plastic object. We have some magic machines around here that do just that. They take our digital file that we prepare, either designed or downloaded or 3D scanned, and then we can turn it into an actual physical object, all with these magic machines. Not too many people are doing what I'm doing, and there's not a lot of expertise out there in the world, or in Pittsburgh anyhow, about 3D printing, and that's what I'm trying to change, is sort of bring these magic machines into something that anybody can really access. My family and I sort of sat down, tried to figure out how we were going to take this idea of 3D printing and bring it into the next level. We were trying to sell the machines themselves to schools and libraries, and that didn't work out too well. I also offered a 3D print service where people could send me their file, like I'm still currently doing. It was just not going as well as we wanted, so that's where we got the idea for the makerspace. So the makerspace is basically a space where you make things. We provide the training, and then back it up with some additional training if you have any questions, if you hit a stuck point you can't get past. We have some mentors here that will sort of guide you through the process of either designing your own object, downloading it from the internet. We have 3D scanners, and once you have your file, then we guide you through the process of actually making your part.
Coming up next, we take a look at what it takes to create some of these cool and interesting things at Creation Labs. Right here, stay tuned.
Calling all tinkerers, inventors, and creative minds alike. Creation Labs is a dedicated workshop space that hosts everything you need to tackle any 3D printing or scanning project, including software and supplies. Gain valuable experience in design and production by taking a range of classes in 3D printing, 3D modeling, laser cutting, and more. Creation Labs also offers makerspace memberships that allow you to enjoy great discounts on our products, supplies, and 3D classes. Learn, explore, invent, and most importantly, have fun. Only at Creation Labs in Mount Lebanon.
How do you prepare for 3D printing?
Sure, so we can usually just download a file from the internet or design it ourselves. We also have a 3D scanner. And once we have that file, we can change all sorts of different attributes about the surface and the size of the object, all sorts of different colors and materials. And so it all starts with a digital file, like I said, we download or design ourselves.
Okay, how realistic does it look?
Very realistic, actually, especially when it's a 3D scan of a person. We have a 3D scanner here so we can capture the data, the digital data of the person, and then print out that object, and it comes out very, very real looking.
So what about the materials? What are these things made of?
Almost all plastic. So we have quite a few 3D printers here. They're all running on plastic. There's different grades and qualities of plastic. Some are stiff and hard. Some of them are flexible and pliable. So it just depends on the application and what we're actually making. That would dictate what material we use. So we always start with PLA plastic. That's polylactic acid, and it's actually made out of corn oil here in America. I find that material to just print a whole lot easier than some of the other petroleum-based thermoplastics. PLA, since it's made out of corn oil, it doesn't put off any toxic fumes or anything like that, so it's really the best place to start. Plus, it just prints a whole lot easier than some of the other plastics. But we do have some materials, ABS and ASA, and a material called PETG that will withstand higher temperatures, and they're also stronger and more resilient. So we have a whole wall of colors, about 32 colors to choose from currently, and everything red, orange, yellow, green, blue. We have a couple blacks and whites and grays and things like that. So yes, there's a whole rainbow of colors. Pick your color, pick your file, and then the magic box does the rest.
So, I mean, is there anything you can't do? I'm looking around this place and it's just amazing, all the examples that I see.
Sure, there are some limitations to the 3D printing process. The technology and the machines themselves, they have their own limitations, we'll say. Where traditional manufacturing, you have a certain set of constraints and limitations you have to stick within. 3D printing is just another manufacturing process, so it has its own constraints that we do have to design around. We can't do transparent objects. We can't do anything that's going to be extremely high temperature or withstand ultra high temperatures, but for the most part we can print nearly anything we want out of plastic.
What's some of the longest things you've ever printed in here?
I printed an Eiffel Tower that took 210 hours. That's over a week. Most of the time the objects take somewhere between 3 to 5 hours. Sometimes they're 20 hours. But yeah, larger objects like the Eiffel Tower. I also did a full head-to-toe wearable costume for a customer. That was up in the thousands of hours of print time, and I spent months printing all the pieces out. So it's the bigger the object, the more time it takes.
That's pretty awesome. Have you had any other requests like that? Or?
Nothing quite that large. I do a lot of print service for students, particularly CMU. I've been getting a few architectural students where they're designing their building and they want to print out all the pieces to present to the class or to the teacher, and that seems to be one thing I'm getting a lot of. I also do some product development for people who have an idea and they just want to take it to something they can actually use. That's where I come in.
Ever have an idea for a product or a way to improve an existing one? Jennifer sits down with Aaron of Creation Labs as he explains how to bring these ideas to life with 3D printing. Right after this, stay tuned.
So Aaron, you see some really cool product development in the store. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so we have quite a few people who bring an idea, whether it's just on a napkin sketch or a garage prototype or even just their idea in their mind. They can bring it in here, and as long as they can translate their ideas to me, I can then take it from this idea to an actual physical part. I usually have to design the part in a CAD software and then print out all the pieces separately and then assemble it if it's an assembly. But sometimes it's just a thing, an enclosure for an invention or something like that. So yeah, we do get a lot of people that have an idea that want to take it all the way to a physical object.
So this is the place to be if you're an inventor, essentially.
That's very true, yeah. So we can do the process for you or guide you through it, either one.
And why is that important to test these products?
Well, you don't want to release a product into the wild that's going to fail or break whenever it gets into a customer's hands. So we sort of like to torture test the objects and make sure that they're going to withstand whatever they're designed to do.
And why is 3D printing the ideal solution for this?
Speed. So we can rapidly prototype these parts within sometimes an hour or a day rather than weeks or months like it traditionally took. Normally, if you want to make an object or a product, it takes months of designing and planning. You have to get those parts, to get the molds made for those parts to be injection molded, and that just takes months and sometimes tens of thousands of dollars.
So tell me broadly, what sort of inventors and industries do you see come in looking to test products?
Sure. So we have a lot of people that just their own idea that they want to take to market. I do a lot of print service for, say, an architect. They're trying to show the client their building that they have designed. Not everybody can understand a drawing, a technical drawing, but virtually everybody can understand a model. And they always say a picture is worth 1,000 words. Well, a 3D model is worth 1,000 pictures because it's something that everybody can understand. Usually in the case of a building, you can take the roof off and see all the furniture on the inside of the building, and it's something that you almost can't mess up. Everybody can understand a physical model, not so much with a drawing. So that's where 3D printing really comes into play, is getting your design intent across to the customer or the client and just showing the world what you're trying to make. So
That's true. It's a very visual process. You really need that demonstration.
That's very true.
When you're pitching to investors and whatnot. So I could technically bring you an improved toothbrush that I've made and take it to the store and you can help me print it.
Absolutely, yeah. So if you have any improvements for an existing product or your own invention from the ground up, we can help with all of that.
What would you tell inventors who are looking to do something different or improve upon household everyday items?
Sure, make a quick sketch, even just a napkin sketch, or if you can get a drawing together, garage prototype, any kind of example to help me understand what your intent is. And then I would take it from there, design it in CAD, print all the parts, and then you have your product.
We'll be right back with Aaron and the fascinating world of 3D printing right after this.
Calling all tinkerers, inventors, and creative minds alike. Creation Labs is a dedicated workshop space that hosts everything you need to tackle any 3D printing or scanning project, including software and supplies. Gain valuable experience in design and production by taking a range of classes in 3D printing, 3D modeling, laser cutting, and more. Creation Labs also offers makerspace memberships that allow you to enjoy great discounts on our products, supplies, and 3D classes. Learn, explore, invent, and most importantly, have fun. Only at Creation Labs in Mount Lebanon.
So this must be an incredibly fun place to work. I can just imagine. Why did you want to get into this business?
Well, I'm a geek and I like making stuff. That's the simple answer. I also found that I know a little bit more about 3D modeling and design and the machinery itself than most people. And it was just sort of a next natural step for me. I worked in engineering for about 10 years and I learned the 3D modeling and design software and machine design, and now I take the same software and workflow and make small plastic machines rather than the big industrial things made out of steel and concrete.
Long-time dream for you, in other words.
It is, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
And a bit of a family affair to boot.
It is.
Tell me about that. You're here with your son, Ty.
That's right. So Ty's been helping me out with all my graphic design and setting up my showroom, and basically any customer-facing document or things that the customers see, Ty takes care of it. He's just graduated from Point Park, and he's really my go-to employee for setting up the store and all the different programs and things we have, and it all runs through Ty.
So Ty, how do you like working with your dad?
I love it. I mean, working with my father is great. Yeah, I love working with my dad, doing all the marketing content. It's really fun doing graphic design, 3D modeling, a little bit of programming I'd like to try eventually. All of it, really. I feel like maybe probably learned more here than I did in college. It's just so much experience, you know.
Well, if you look around the showroom, you can see all of Ty's work. I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing without my son. He has really brought the ideas that I had and the vision that I had of a showroom and a store into reality. So he's done a lot with the filament wall. We have a wall where you can select whatever color filament you like. He designed the entire thing himself. It's also nice to have a backup person in case I'm not able to make it in for whatever reason. He's here to help the members with their projects and their different prints like that. So he's a very technical person. He can run the 3D printers, the cash register, the whole store, plus he has the vision and the eye for the graphic design.
That's so touching that a father and son get to work together. Not too many people get to say that sometimes. So
Very true.
how does that feel for both of you?
It feels great. I love having him here working with me. We get along well, obviously, and there's also some times where we're not exactly sure of the right answer, and we can talk it through, usually less battling than talking, but it's nice to have a dynamic where I can bounce ideas off of somebody, and I think he does sort of the same thing with me, has an idea and he wants to run through it with me, and it's really nice just to have a second person here to collaborate with and bounce ideas off of.
What does the future of 3D printing hold? What's next for this ever-growing and changing technology? Jennifer sits back down with Aaron of Creation Labs to discuss the future of 3D printing and all of its endless possible creations.
Calling all tinkerers, inventors, and creative minds alike. Creation Labs is a dedicated workshop space that hosts everything you need to tackle any 3D printing or scanning project, including software and supplies. Gain valuable experience in design and production by taking a range of classes in 3D printing, 3D modeling, laser cutting, and more. Creation Labs also offers makerspace memberships that allow you to enjoy great discounts on our products, supplies, and 3D classes. Learn, explore, invent, and most importantly, have fun, only at Creation Labs in Mount Lebanon.
Keep it locked right here, because when we come back, we're going to take a look at what these 3D printers can really do.
So I feel like I've learned so much about what 3D printing can do right now for us, but what about the future? I'm so curious to hear where it's going.
Well, I know a few things for sure. The machines will get cheaper, they'll get faster, and we'll get better, higher quality parts off the machines. Other than that, it's kind of anybody's guess. The technology is changing so rapidly, there is no way to predict the far future. But like I said, things will get cheaper and faster and better quality here in the near future. We're always adding new machines here at Creation Labs. There is new technology being invented every day. And all the stuff you've maybe seen on the news is, chances are it's true. They're printing houses out of concrete now. Obviously we do a lot of stuff with plastic here. There are food 3D printers, chocolate and concrete and pencil erasers, and I mean all sorts of different things, materials that you can be printed on a 3D printer.
Creation Labs team here right in front of me. So tell me, what inspires you to come in every day?
For me, it's the customers. I really enjoy helping customers design and make their things and seeing the reactions on their face whenever they come into the store and see all the high-tech manufacturing tools, all the materials we have available, and just all the stuff we've made here. That's what really does it for me is the customer reactions.
Well, I'm certainly blown away. Thanks again. And do you have advice for small business owners watching this?
Persistence. It's not going to go how you think it's going to go. The road through entrepreneurship is never a straight line. It has all sorts of meanders and veering, and it's never going to turn out how you intended or how you wanted, but eventually you'll get there, and persistence, that's my advice.
Well, I had so much fun and learned a ton in the process about 3D printing, but hey, don't take my word for it. Come check it out yourself at the Galleria of Mount Lebanon or visit the Creation Labs website. In Mount Lebanon, I'm Jennifer Rizzi. Thanks for watching and see you next time.
We're in a wide 2 shot. On a 1-4, we're rolling. 2-1, flux 1. All right.
Useless numbers.
Jennifer knows those are useless numbers.
Exactly.
Bunch of arbitrary crap and roll.
Yeah.
I drove it into me.
Too sweaty. No, I felt like I was sweating and all shiny and stuff, but
You're doing really well. You're getting engaged.
okay, good.
Really, really well.
Awesome. I think I got all the words that time.
He did.
What does the future of 3D printing look like? Wait, I messed that up, sorry. I know what it is. What does the future hold for 3D printing? What's next for this ever-growing and changing technology?
Right.
Yeah, okay. I just said it wrong.
Okay. We're still rolling.
Hopefully now I'm gonna be drinking and be like,